This program is brought to you by the following proud sponsors: Paulson Manufacturing, saving the eyes and lives of workers and first responders by manufacturing the highest quality and most reliable safety protective gear in the world. And by the All-Tech Media Group, the region's leading multimedia video production and marketing company, creating powerful and innovative marketing strategies that deliver exponential returns.
Welcome to Manufacturer's Corner Business Spotlight. I'm Jeff Allen. On this edition, we're focusing on Orange County-based MIE Solutions, a leading provider of production control software for manufacturers. You can find their website at MIE-solutions.com. And here to tell us all about his organization, his team, and what sets MIE Solutions apart from the other guys is company president, Mr. David Ferguson. And David, it's good to have you on a program. Welcome.
Thanks, sir.
You have a really interesting story. And we're going to talk about MIE Solutions. We're going to talk about what you do and how you help manufacturers. But I want to talk about your background a little bit first, because it's kind of interesting. You have work experience that goes all the way back in the family business, and you started when you were 14 years old. Tell us a little bit about what you did and the company that you worked with and what it did.
Yes, I worked for a sheet metal manufacturer, which my father ran and owned. And at a young age, my dad taught me about hard work, and I would be going to this company after school while all the other kids went out and played, so that was good. But I learned a lot during that process, from sweeping the floor to running machines, press brakes, CNC machines.
And so, and all the way through, and that of course kind of carried through to what you're doing with MIE, because there's a lot of time in between that period and obviously now, where you kind of began to specialize in the area of designing software. Now, that wasn't something that was right out of the chute. I mean, was that born right out of the work that you did for your family business? Or tell us how you kind of progressed from that early stage to what you're doing now.
So it progressed from working at the sheet metal shop, and my dad, who was the estimator, he would bring home paperwork all day long. Mm-hmm. And in the evenings, he'd be quoting. He'd have a big calculator out, because this was before computers were really used for everything. Right. And he would spend hours every day with his calculator and paper and quoting. And I said, I think we could make this better. And this is the time where Apple computers just came out, sure. Apple IIc and everything, and the IBM PC. And I got hooked on playing with computers. So really the first program I wrote was an estimating software package for my dad, where they would put in all the times and the operations, which he did on paper, and we just translated it to a computer, and it acted as a big calculator, a big spreadsheet. So he thought it was great, because his time got cut in half or a lot more. But he also complained about it because it was costing him money, because he had to keep buying me new computers. Because this was the time when new computers were always coming out, and he got involved with me on doing this, so there's a little expense on his side.
MIE Solutions. How'd you come up with the name? You pronounce it 2 or 3 different ways, MIE Solutions, MIE Solutions, MIE Solutions, but let's talk about the name itself. How'd you come up with that, and why did you come up with it?
I was trying to find a good acronym. MIE Solutions actually stands for Manufacturing Information Exchange Solutions. So the concept that you're exchanging manufacturing information within your company or with external entities like your suppliers and your buyers and stuff like that. So it actually started out by just going to GoDaddy.com, and actually, as my kids were swimming in the pool, I'm typing every acronym I could think of that might make sense, because they've been purchased by everybody. And MIE Solutions actually came out, and it resonated.
Fast forward to today, MIE Solutions is in a very competitive industry space. All one has to do is go to a trade show, for a manufacturer's trade show, for example, right. And I happened to go to one in the city of Anaheim in February. And it just seems like booth after booth of ERP type solutions, and companies that do may make a product similar to yours, but let's talk about yours. Let's talk about what it was that you saw in the industry that you thought you could do better at MIE.
So we started in the metal fabrication side on the software. Well, there's a lot of ERP software packages out there like you were mentioning, but a lot of those are generic. They will handle from distribution to metal fabrication to engineering.
Kind of a one-size-fits-all kind
Right,
of thing.
and you really have to customize it. Everybody's heard all the horror stories of like SAP, right? Well, we decided to go more vertical to the manufacturing world. Because when we first started, when I was younger, a lot of companies who are creating ERP packages started from an accounting-based background, right? So they started with the GL, the AR, the AP. We started from what's really going to make you money. The accounting's not making you money, it's making your manufacturing process more efficient. So we started on there, then morphed that into the accounting modules and stuff like that.
How much feedback or input did you actually have from manufacturers kind of in doing what you're talking about designing this software to be more vertical than it was horizontal?
A whole lot of input came from the manufacturer side. I mean, it started with my father, but then the first installations we went to were all in the sheet metal world. And those companies, we actually went on site, we looked at their processes and adjusted the software to handle their manufacturing needs. And then we made it a little more general on some areas to handle the general manufacturer.
Were there companies that came to you with maybe a need or two needs, and they came to find out that your particular product was able to help them in so many other areas that really kind of tipped the balance on that, and they decided, you know what, this is exactly what we're looking for?
Right. That has happened a number of times. An example is we have an estimating software package that helps people estimate. Well, that is just one module in our set of applications, and once they find out the estimating works well, they then start understanding the need that they have for adding additional functionality to help their shop run more efficiently. And you're talking efficiency and doing something.
Right.
Well, I've dealt with people in sheet metal shops for a long time in different manufacturing, and especially when computers are just coming on board. A lot of people didn't know how to type, right? So a lot of systems out there, you had to type a lot of information in to get it into the computer. Well, with my dad, who is a two-finger typer, we set it up so he would just use his two fingers and just jump around the software without typing large amounts of text. And we tried to make that efficient for those who are using our software package.
How much of your success do you attribute to your team? Because I know that's very, very important to you, and you've got a close-knit group. Let's talk a little bit about them and why they make such a difference in what you do.
The team is very important to us because I can't do it all by myself. When we were a small company 20 years ago with 3 employees, yes, I was able to do more. But now that we've grown, I can't do it all, and I'm not good at everything. So we have a great team around us, and it's kind of solidified because we have a lot of employees that have never left. They've been with us for 15, 20 years.
David, if you could give me 1 or 2 sentences about what your company is about, why it exists, what would that be?
That would be to provide solutions with data and to provide actionable items to those solutions. Because I found that if you have a lot of data, you have a lot of reports, graphs, you really need actionable items. What do you actually do with that? So that's what brings our company into another level, which is we give you the opportunity to get this data in the system efficiently, but then through our team, we actually help and teach and learn from our customers how to make actionable items from that data to improve their processes.
I don't know if you've ever had a situation come up before where maybe a favored client, someone who's been with you for a long time. Maybe they're considering doing something else, or maybe there's something that your software isn't doing for them. What do you do at that point? Do you sit down with them? Do you go over their needs again? Do you kind of reassess where their needs are and kind of go back into your team and say, okay, this is something we need to do, and this is something we need to address right now?
Yes, that thought process and effort goes throughout the week. So every week we're having customers call us, not that they're switching products and stuff, but they want to improve their processes.
Okay.
So a lot of times with our solutions consultants and myself and my partner, we will actually get on the phone and actually have them walk through what their pain point is, and we will then try to come up with a solution which will satisfy their pain point and something that we could actually accomplish. And the good thing is whatever comes out of that on the software side actually gets put into the entire product. So it's not customized that now you're the only company that has that visibility to the data and the usage of the data. All our customers get that same benefit. It's
That's
not
great.
a one-off benefit.
How important has it been to your company and to the existence of MIE Solutions to have that customer feedback in the continual improvement of your product?
Probably 90% of the product is based on customer input in some way. And an example is we've done many items in the product that customers may not have directly asked for, and we find out maybe that may not have been the best way to do it or the best thing to add in. But by us going with what the customer wants, that's less development time because we're not trying to develop things that they don't need. Look at Microsoft. They have this big software product. Does everybody need all these features they keep trying to put in?
No.
So we try not to do that as much because it makes the product more complicated. We try to hit what the customer actually needs. One of the first things we do is we set a solutions consultant on site, because doing things over the phone is great. We could train over the phone, we could have videos over the phone, but if there's no interaction between the client and our solutions consultants and us, we don't get real good feedback. Because as you're asking me questions and prompting for answers, we do the same thing as a consultant. We ask a lot of, what about this? What about this? We give them multiple solutions, and then we hear what they're really doing. Because there's a lot of functionality in these products, in our product, that customer may not even need a certain product. So we don't want to force certain functionality to a customer when it's not really in their business model.
So let's kind of define what it is that your product does in helping manufacturers to solve their production issues or to maybe shorten up their performance cycles.
Right, so there's a lot of competition in this world right now, right? Especially in the manufacturing industry, where you have a lot of countries that are all competing at some very low price points. Well, if you're a small manufacturer, you could actually grow into a larger manufacturer and grow and use the same software. So I think what you want to do if you're a small company is to use the parts that benefit you the most. If, for example, my dad would take quotes home, right? Well, if you're using a quoting package that integrates in with your order entry process, you just eliminated some time for the owner, right? So the owner just saved hours where he can now go out and sell more. He could actually go help the production line. But the other big one, because it's in the competition area, on made-to-order manufacturing, engineering to order manufacturing, the cost. How much did it actually cost you to make that part? And that's where the basics and the basis of the ERP software comes in, because it's going to help you aggregate all those costs together. So when you're done, you know if you've made any money or lost any money in those parts. You're not waiting for the end of the month to see if you've have money in the bank.
What's coming down the line for your company at MIE Solutions, David, in terms of some of those trends or some of those future, news ahead types of items and events you're looking at?
I think what we're seeing in the manufacturing is consolidation of software. So you'll get one company that creates software that tries to hit everything. That may not always be the best, because a lot of companies, if you're consulting with them, they want the best to breed in those areas. But the key is being able to integrate with those best-of-breed products. For example, CAD/CAM, like we've integrated with Metamation, CRM, we've integrated with workbooks and other packages. So we may not be the best at handling every piece of software in your company, but we want to make sure our software fits into those other software products through APIs and stuff. And I think one of the big ones that's coming right now is machine tools and monitoring of machine tools for costing, labor tracking, because these ERP systems and ours, we're going to start integrating more and more with actual machine tools out there on the shop floor, where you could get real-time feedback. When that machine breaks down, you immediately know when it's breaking down. And that all fits in to the ERP system with that data, and the ERP system will then schedule things accordingly based on that information it's receiving.
Exciting stuff coming down the line, and obviously you kind of got your fingers on the pulse, and your team has done a lot of good work, and you're helping a lot of companies. If there is a company out there is watching right now, somebody with a manufacturing company, they're looking at making some changes, or they'd like to get in touch with you, how can they do that, David, to find out more?
They could just go to our website, www.mie-solutions.com, and there's a lot of information there, and you could contact us. We have some videos, and we'd be happy to speak with you.
David Ferguson, MIE Solutions, thank you so much. Glad to have you in studio. That's going to do it for this edition of Manufacturer's Corner Business Spotlight. Thanks again to our guest, David Ferguson. He's the president of Orange County-based MIE Solutions. For more information on his company, check out MIE-solutions.com. If you'd like to join us here in studio to tell your business story or to talk about what your company, your manufacturing company, supplier, whatever it is that you do is helping your area in terms of economic opportunities and the manufacturing sector in general, visit us at manufacturerscorner.com, complete the form on the Contact Us page, or simply give us a call at 951-697-3098 to let us know you'd like to tell your story. I'm Jeff Allen. Thanks again for watching Manufacturer's Corner, and I'll see you next time.
This program was brought to you by the following proud sponsors: Paulson Manufacturing, saving the eyes and lives of workers and first responders by manufacturing the highest quality and most reliable safety protective gear in the world. And by the All-Tech Media Group, the region's leading multimedia video production and marketing company, creating powerful and innovative marketing strategies that deliver exponential returns.